Приветствую, друзья! Меня зовут Михаил. Я являюсь операционным менеджером направления недвижимость Стоит. Сегодня я хочу вам сообщить, что мы стали частью компании IB Realty. IB Realty является крупнейшим игроком на рынке недвижимости в Аргентине и также ведет свою работу аж с 1867 года. Сегодня я хочу расставить все точки над «и» по вопросам недвижимости в Аргентине для иностранцев. В этом нам поможет наш друг и коллега Эзекиль, директор компании IB Realty. Hi Ezekiel, how are you?
Hi Michael, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Can you please tell us about the types of properties that your company can offer?
Of course. First of all, I want to thank you very much for this interview. It's always a pleasure, a professional pleasure to work with you. We've been working already for some time together. So I'm very grateful, as my company is as well.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, of course, I can tell you about our agency. We were born in the year 1875. And we've been developing lots of huge projects, real estate projects. Then we work with different kind of properties, such as apartments, buildings, huge buildings, flats, commercial properties like offices and stores, as well as farms, big pieces of land. So we try to work with the whole country, you know, and the whole market as well.
So as we heard, there is some kind of regulatory organization here in Argentina. So can you please tell how can it help the tenants that are facing problems during the renting apartments here in Argentina?
Sure, thanks for the question. Most of all, there is an organization that regulates all the real estate companies in Argentina, particularly in Buenos Aires, where we find the biggest market of the country. This organization, as I told you, regulates just the realtors and the brokers. There are some organizations that help the tenants, you know, but in general, I can tell that it's we are all under the same law, and the tenants are also covered by these realtor organizations, because they can go to make a complaint or to ask for something that they don't understand. They can get good advice there. Apart from every agency, we are one of the top agencies in Buenos Aires. But this organization, it's available for everyone, and there are some small organizations that they take care about the tenants as well and their interests.
So, can you please tell us about features or restrictions that foreign tenants can face during the property rent in Argentina?
Sure. We have two kinds of rents in Argentina, of rent to rent an apartment. On one hand, we have the long-term contracts. These contracts are a 3-year period, and there you will find some requirements that all the landlords ask in order to be like to rely on the client, you know, on the future client. So one of the requirements in a long-term contract is like, okay, you need to demonstrate your income, or you need to tell me what are you going to do in the country. On the other hand, if you have the citizenship or your ID, and in between the tenant and the real estate agency, we try to make this plan to just go to the landlord and deliver to him the information that he requests. In a 3-year contract, apart from the income of the future tenant and general references, in some cases they ask for an insurance policy, which will be like the guarantee of the rental contract. So this insurance policy, there are several companies that they deliver this insurance policy. It's called in Argentina seguros de caución, and if not, there is the possibility of guarantee the contract with a property. A guy here, a local or a foreigner that has a property in Argentina, and he can go and offer his property as a guarantee of the contract. Sometimes in this long-term contract with foreigners, it might be a little bit, I would say, difficult, because since you're foreigners, maybe not always you have you fulfill the requirements. You understand? So that's a thing that we try to work with the tenants in order to give them the best advice, as you guys do as well, and to make a good plan to present to the landlord. On the other hand, we have the short-term contract, the temporary rentals. The temporary rentals, they are not affected that much. You just need your ID or passport, and you say, okay, which are your plans in Argentina? Tourism, or working, or whatever you are going to do or develop in our country, and you will rent the apartment straight ahead. For temporary contracts, there are not so many restrictions. I would say there are no restrictions at all.
As we want to ask you about deposit policy, is it necessary at all while renting an apartment in Argentina, or does it depend on different districts of Buenos Aires or different districts of Argentina?
There are some fundamentals on this, and there are some basic issues that apply to every property. For example, as you well said, the deposit. The deposit is an amount that you give as a guarantee to the landlord in order to take a good care of the apartment. I mean, in temporary rentals, the apartments are fully equipped and furnished, and the deposit is asked or is required because the landlord needs to take care of his things or her things. So if, for example, at the end of the contract, they find that something is broken, let's say a TV is broken, or I don't know, the washing machine is broken or something, they will deduct the repair from this deposit. That's the main essence of this deposit. And the amount of the deposit, it can be variable, but it goes since 1 till up to 2 months of deposit as a 2-month rental fee. This deposit will be refunded once the contract is expiring, and once the owner can check that everything's okay, or the landlord. Once it's everything double checked, the deposit is back 100%. And if there are some issues with some furniture, or, as I told you recently, equipment, well, it will be needed to be deducted from the deposit.
Okay, but from what fact depends amount of deposit? Because you told that landlord can charge 1 month or 2 months. On what fact does that depend?
Yes, that depends mostly in the quality and how equipped is the apartment. I mean, if we go to the best area of the city, most of all, you will have luxury equipment and luxury furniture. The luxury furniture and the luxury equipment, it cannot be covered by 1 month of the rental fee. So I would say that it may be not even with 2 months of a deposit, because if you have luxury equipment or furniture, this is quite expensive, and the deposit, it's the essence of the deposit is to take care of the equipment or furniture, and this can be variable. This can change from one property to the other, because as I was telling to you recently, if you go to the best area of the city, most of all they will be luxury furnished or equipped. And if you go to some other neighborhoods that they are not bad at all, but they are not the tops, they might ask for 1 month, because with 1 month the landlord feels that he's already covered with this.
Eze, can you please tell us about the commission policy in Argentina? Does it require it in every case when the tenants are renting apartment, or it's not necessary at all? Please tell us.
In long-term rentals, in long-term contracts, we are talking about the 3-year contract. The tenant, it's not paying, he doesn't pay commission. Only the landlord pays commission. But in temporary rentals, the tenant pays commission, and it's always the 20% of the total amount of the contract. This is like, for example, if we are in front of a $1,000 rental fee, the commission will be $200.
What risks can tenants face if they are renting apartments directly from the owner without any agency?
Mainly our job is to satisfy both parties, such as landlord and the tenant as well. They are both our clients. So basically what we do is take care of their interests. So we fix the contract, we make your profile in order to represent you in front of the owner, and during the contract we are always like there and very present, because we like to know and we need to know how are things going. For example, in a 3-month contract, most of all we will call you like every 15 days or every month, once a month, and tell you, hey, how are you feeling with the apartment, everything's working okay, and if you have any complaint or requirement, you will come to the real estate agency and ask for us. So there we can give you a solution without we notice the landlord, but we have a huge staff of, as you can imagine, of people that repair things such as electricity or the TV or whatever happens. The Wi-Fi is not working one day. Okay, so we will call the company right away. That's something that we do, and it's called administration. The rentals administrations, we work very hard in that, and we take care of mostly the tenant, because he is the one that needs more assistance. The landlord, he already knows, and he is like renting the apartment every time. But yeah, that's the scenario.
And the last question, what advice can you give to foreign tenants that are coming in Argentina to rent the apartment?
Well, first of all, to get a reliable real estate agency where you can go, where they have an office, staff, and they have a good platform to provide these apartments and to represent you here. Because, for example, if somebody comes from any country of the world, he will be not familiarized with our local laws or rules. So there we are to give you all the support, and if you go straight ahead with the owner, you might run some unnecessary risks, like for example, the owner will deliver a contract, and who will check the contract for you? That's our job. We do the contract. The contract, it's always according to the law. There are no mystery there. And the landlord, it might get a contract from somewhere, or he might download a contract from Google, which is very typical in the landlord and tenant relation. But if you count with an agency, you have all this support and all this platform available for you. You are paying a commission fee, but on the other hand, you are getting a service that fulfill all your eventual problems or issues that might happen. So
Okay, so thank you very much for your interview. It will solve a lot of problems for clients.
Hopefully, and you are all more than welcome to visit our beautiful country, and we are looking forward to receive you always. And thank you guys. We work quite much with you and your agency, and we are very happy about it.
We are happy too.
Thank you.